Yeah, yeah.
Start a riot, let the floor blast. Got a blizzard in my chain, check the forecast. More bags means more tags. You know it's lit in the strip. I'm on a warpath. Yeah.
So I'm here with the Dance Hall King, Scotchie Boss. Is it Dance Hall King?
Yeah, no, I don't know if I would wear that badge of honor. No, there's a lot more that came before me. Yeah.
Well, we're working
I
our way.
appreciate it though. Lord, yeah, no, I appreciate that, but I can't take that title.
That's
No,
okay. But you know what?
Because I got to show respect to Jamaica because they're really the ones who named me. It's my fiance's Jamaican. By hanging out with their culture, the people and their music is why I am who I am and why I'm kind of successful. So I would never take dancehall king.
Well, no, I mean you
Hardcore dancehall.
You said what now?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Hardcore dancehall is is what we're kind of going with, the new genre that's coming out. Is a cross between New York City hardcore influence and the dancehall, the more of the gangster side of Jamaican dancehall, the heavier stuff. But yeah, big influence. I always got to show love to my Jamaican people. Damage Music, Tommy Lee Sparta. What's up? Wagwan.
Okay. Now, first of all, like you said, you made a valid point about Queens, like that part of the dance hall music that you're incorporating. So tell me about your upbringing in Queens and how that music influenced you growing up.
All right, so I guess I was brought up in Astoria, the neighborhood, really where the godfathers of New York City hardcore come from. Bands like Leeway, Cro-Mags, Madball, Agnostic Front, Cold Front, Everybody Gets Hurt. The CBGBs and the small club underground music that was coming up in the 80s and the 90s and all the way. It's still alive today. So I was around a lot of that my whole life. About 8 years ago, I started going to Jamaica frequently. I met a young lady, so it got me there more often. So I really was never on the resorts. I was always hang out with the locals and the real people. And get to learn the culture and earn some stripes with them. And then the music came about. Really, a lot of people I know sometimes people see my Instagram and they think it's all about the fame and fortune. But it's not. It was really a way to stay sober. I got sober 28 months ago because I had a serious mental illness, which drove me into drugs and alcohol. And I was discovered in Montego Bay by a gentleman who was at the same car wash that I was at. And his stage name is Vantage G Boss. And then he introduced me to Damage Music. And Damage Music liked me. And we laid a couple tracks. And then it just went from there. And then I did a collab with Tommy Lee Sparta. We're doing one with Jamal now, Dunceman. And we got The Block is Hot coming out in New York with the Tosca brothers really kind of running the management side of it. So it's an influence from Queens and Jamaica, definitely. You see the cover, it'll be half American flag, half Jamaican flag. So
this is very unique and is huge. So you said you got discovered, and this is just me watching another interview of yours where you were on the side of the road doing your thing. What was doing your thing?
I was just really on the phone writing some lyrics, and I struck up a conversation with a local artist, Vantage G Boss, and he's like, "Well, that's pretty good," and I was like, "Oh, thanks," And the conversation started, and he was like, "Hey, you want to go to the studio?" I was like, "Well, my friend owns Bossy Records. I'm kind of here to collaborate with my roster friend Bossy." And he was like, "Okay." He's like, "Well, get Bossy," and I called Bossy, and I said, "Yo, bro," I said, "What's up with Damage Music?" He said, "Well, you got a link to Damage Music?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Go." He said, "I'll meet you there." And then, it was downtown Montego Bay. And then we met Damage. Bossy came, and then I did the first track in Jamaica. We filmed in Jamaica, which called Element of Surprise. I did with the local artist, and Damage loved it and thought it had a lot of potential, and that I was kind of the first to cross a barrier in a music genre that had never been done before. I mean, I'm not born in Jamaica, so for a gentleman like myself or an artist like myself to cross those barriers was very unique, like you said, and it had never been done before. And then the sound just worked. Yeah, the sound just came together.
Were you a artist? So go further back.
Mm.
You weren't performing. At one point, you were a food scientist. Uh,
Correct.
so, when you got into this type of artistry, were you already riding the beat? Like, how did you teach yourself to rhyme?
I had done it probably 15 years prior.
Mhm.
But everybody's got to we were living paycheck. I was living paycheck to paycheck. And I was around a lot of bad people. I was homeless for a while and I got stricken with a mental illness. I was homeless for about 6 or 7 years. Kind of gathered my life up after I started getting sober and trying to and actually fixing the mental illness or getting it under control. Then I just, I was a little bit, I was in my late 30s. So then it all started to come together. I just really I had just had a niche for it, a knack for it, I guess. I don't know. I was really doing it to get out of my own head,
Mhm.
and just like a hobby. Like just like a really like it gave me fulfillment. You know what I mean? It was something that without drugs and alcohol that gave me something to just it made me happy. It was able to take me away from my problems of everyday life and just kind of vibe out, and that's really what it was about at first. And like I said, he had heard me at that little car wash, in the back side street, and the rest is history. We met the Toscano brothers, and it's on and popping. I never thought I was just interesting. I'll always say it. I still kind of pinch myself a little bit that the acceptance of the Jamaican people, the acceptance of the dancehall market, the acceptance of the international market, and now in the United States market, the reaction that we're getting is very, very good. So, I'm blessed and I'm grateful, definitely.
Definitely. So you have songs out. The Block is Hot is coming out, like you said, but that's
Hmm.
already out. And then you did the element of surprise. So it's still dance hall, but with what did you call? What did you coin it?
Hardcore dancehall. So
Hard.
it's like yeah, like if I speak patois, I really don't try to. I don't try to be Jamaican, right? I just kind of
Right.
sometimes I'm there. So like I can speak patois. I can chat patois. But I don't do it on my songs. Like if I'm in a party or I'm if somebody's holding a party or if I'm at a club or if I'm around my fiance or if I'm around my friends. As I'm there for a few more weeks, it starts to come out more a little bit fluent. But because of what I bring and mix it with the dancehall people and the vibes over there, it blends together and it comes out very, very, they call it ignorant, but it's really like kind of hardcore. And the blend seems to work very, very well because their Afro beats and their edginess blend well with a lot of artists, but I happen to fit in especially well. So
Okay. So
yeah.
what does it mean to be authentically true to yourself? Because you haven't switched up your rap, but you're still
No.
rapping over dance hall.
Yeah, well, damage. He'll ask me what type of beat I want, so I'm definitely not a dancehall artist. Dancehall artists are have a little bit more rhythm. They have a little bit more, vibes to them, poppiness. I'm a little bit more Badman, they'll call it Badman. They Badman songs or Block is Hot is a shooter song. Um, so it's a little bit more heavier, hardcore, aggressive, if you want to call it. It's a lot more aggressive. The dance hall is I would describe it as more dance. You can dance to it. I mean, I guess you can dance to mine sometimes, but mine is definitely edgy, 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 edgy. And when you hear it and the releases start coming out, people understand. It's definitely what they call ignorant.
Okay, and I think you have a testimony. You were picked up by a label, and that just
Mm.
doesn't happen to everybody. So, what was that experience like?
Me and Damage. we got along right off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
And as we started learning each other's personality and work ethic, and seriousness, like he knew in the beginning that it was more of a hobby for me. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to kick it around a little bit, and I'm excited to be working with such a producer like yourself.
Right.
And yeah, let's see where it goes. And I started spending more and more and more time with him in Jamaica, and I started hearing what he can produce, and I said, "Wow!" I said, "This guy's like phenomenal." And then I started learning really who he was, and he's a monster. He's the best in the West Indies,
Mm-hmm.
West Indies, and very well respected. So when he put his name on me, I was very grateful. So then, being the person that I am, I had to give him 150%. And I said, "All right, let's see how far we can take it."
Alright, I'ma just